Flav City family, what is up? It is Bobby and Art in the kitchen to share a fantastic recipe for low carb cauliflower shrimp and grits. I made it the other week on Instagram and it kind of came to me in my head. It was so simple. My DM blew up afterwards and everybody wanted the recipe, so I'm going to share it with you, right? It is basically the easiest way to get a keto fix of grits and shrimp on a low carb diet. There's a little bit of cheese at the end, but it's totally optional. So it could be dairy-free grits with spice crusted, perfectly cooked shrimp. You are gonna love it. And once again, last week, Thrive Market was the sponsor of the channel. They're the sponsor of this video again because they're a longtime supporter of the channel. And you know why I love them? Because I like to shop with top quality ingredients. You guys see me do that in my videos in the grocery store every week. Well, Thrive Market has everything you could ever imagine, say at Whole Foods or your favorite natural organic grocer like Sprouts Farmers Market, but they have it for up to 30% cheaper than the grocery store, and the website is awesome. So you log onto there, the first place I actually want you to go is their new meats and seafood tab. They have some fantastic grass-fed 100% beef. They have pasture-raised pork, and they have some wild sustainable seafood and very high quality farm-raised seafood like we're using the shrimp today. Plus, do not leave that website without going to the deals tab, because listen, as long as you spend a certain amount of money, you get free stuff. Like in this box right here, I got a free organic almond butter, and you get Thrive Cash for buying certain things that's just as good as real cash. Down below in the description box, they hooked us up with a promo code. You can get an additional 25% off your first order, free shipping, and a 30-day free trial. I know you're gonna like it, but if you don't, cancel. No biggie. So thank you once again to Thrive for sponsoring the video. Now let's get rocking on the cauliflower grits. I have my big old Le Creuset here. I'm gonna preheat that over medium heat and drizzle in about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. And then add 1 cup of onions that I diced, along with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a few cracks of black pepper. And give that a mix up. We're gonna give the onions a head start. Then we go in with the garlic. We always give the onions a head start, otherwise the garlic may burn. And then we're gonna talk about the cauliflower rice. Before we started, I grated, come on, there we go, a whole head of organic cauliflower rice. Art, why do I always tell the family not to buy pre-grated cauliflower rice either in the produce section or in the freezer section?
Because it's going to be mostly the stumps.
Exactly, and if you buy it frozen, it's watery AF. Look at this, you guys. Not only are these the tender, juicy florets, it's soft and supple, and you get way more bang for your buck. That's why, even if nothing else, if you're just a cheapskate like me, do it yourself, you get a ton more for your dollar. So let those onions do their thing. I'll come back to them in about 6 minutes. Onions are getting some color. Let's add 3 cloves of garlic that I finely minced and give that a mix up. All right, a few more minutes on that before I put the cauliflower. In the meantime, let me get my wild caught shrimp here. I'm gonna show you the key to getting these super crispy in the cast iron pan later on. This is it. See how they're sandwiched in between layers of paper towels? Shrimp are always a little wet, and it's in your best interest to get that moisture off. I mean, look how much moisture that is, right? Because if these are wet, it's gonna make your shrimp really wet later on, and I want them to be dry when they go in a screaming hot cast iron pan. To marinate these, I'll put over a teaspoon or so of avocado oil. It's not a Bobby marinade without a good shimmy of smoked paprika. And then we'll do just under a teaspoon each of garlic and onion powder. And then de-bling and mix it up. And then that would actually bring us to a great trivia question if we were doing our live stream right now. By the way, if you're missing our live streams, below the video is a bell icon. Enable all notifications because we go live either Wednesday or Fridays. We cook recipes for an hour. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna put these back in the fridge until right before they go in the pan, and we can get the cauliflower in the big old Dutch oven. Rice cauliflower goes in, and then that cauliflower is bland. Add a good teaspoon of salt. We'll adjust that later on. And then a few cracks of black pepper. Now what I want to do is actually cook this for about 5 minutes to evaporate some of the natural moisture in there. And then my 2 cooking liquids are going to be some full-fat coconut milk and some veggie stock. So let's get back in there in a few minutes. All right, this is why I cooked it down, you guys. We evaporate some of that excess moisture. 1 cup of full-fat coconut milk. And then we'll start with 1 cup of veggie stock. And give it a good mix up. I can actually tell this needs a little more liquid, And unlike what I do on Instagram stories, I should probably measure here. So far we're at 1.25 cups. And it's all about cooking it to get rid of that raw flavor and almost get it down to a creamy grit texture, but still have a bite of that cauliflower. So I'm gonna bring that to a boil, reduce it to a simmer, and I see in the background my sous chef. Does sous chef wanna take a look here and see if I'm doing things right, babe? Okay, Rose. Say hello to everyone, right? Everyone, Rose is growing like a weed. Last time you saw her, I looked it up, she was like so much smaller. Now she's tipping the scales at 15 pounds plus, and she's just such a ham. We love her so much. She's in the kitchen cooking with us. If you follow me on the Flav City Instagram, you guys see that. So Rose, we got some vegetarian cauliflower grits right there. We're gonna cook some shrimp, and it's gonna be delicious. So everyone say goodbye to Rose for now, and she might have some grits later on, you never know. Cauliflower grits have been doing their thing for 15 minutes. Take a look in the pan here. It's good, right? It's getting nice and saucy. It's breaking down into what looks like grits. So I'm gonna let that keep doing its thing. Then we'll turn our attentions to the shrimp. I have my cast iron pan preheating here. You don't have to use cast iron, but nothing sears the shrimp or any kind of food quite like cast iron. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to say, if you are allergic to coconut, I know there's a bunch of you thinking, what can I do instead of coconut milk in there? Use either heavy cream, or if you want to stick in the dairy-free family, use almond milk that is unsweetened and non-vanilla. It works perfectly. So let me grab the shrimp from the fridge. And I think the cooking fat of choice for our shrimp is going to be ghee. I talked about it last week. This organic, grass-fed, Thrive Market ghee is a must. When you use my promo link down below, get this and get this. The grass-fed Thrive collagen peptides. I put this in my tea and my smoothies every day. So let's put a generous 1.5 tablespoons into the pan and swirl that around. And then add a good 3/4 teaspoon of salt to the shrimp. Remember, we're holding off into the end because we don't want that salt to pull out any moisture. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's kind of wisp of smoke coming off the pan here. That means it's hot and it's ready to go. Until you see that, I wouldn't put that shrimp in there. So I'm gonna grab half of the shrimp only, carefully put it in, and then spread it around the pan. And that is a good thing. If the oil is not sizzling like crazy now, I would just take them out and wait another minute for the pan to heat up. And do not forget to slap down the splatter guard. Here's the deal, if I put all these in there at one time, the temperature of the pan would go down, and you're never gonna get that seared, beautiful crust that you will see in about 2 minutes. All right, let's flip the shrimp. See that right there? That's what I was talking about, you guys. That caramelization adds monster flavor. And shrimp always cook much quicker than you think. So I'm only gonna do about 1 minute on the second side and get them out. All right, these shrimp come out, and we'll put the second batch in. All right, those shrimp are gonna go super duper quick. So let's wash our hands and just check that cauliflower grit for seasoning, because that was a big head of cauliflower and it always needs more salt, which it does. But keep in mind, I'm gonna add some cheese later on. I'm just gonna pinch that in now. Actually, Pecorino Romano cheese, which is a low lactose cheese because the bacteria actually eat the lactose when it ages. But if you wanted to keep that 100% dairy-free, use nutritional yeast, aka vegan Parmesan, or use my favorite vegan cheese. This is cheddar one from Wildlife, is fantastic. Doesn't matter if you want to go dairy-free, it's going to be 100% delicious. Let's flip these shrimp here. I mean, come on, you guys, like this, I call dibs on that one. Right there. Second batch of shrimp come out. I can hear Rose is very excited in the background. And just to keep those shrimp nice and moist, I think a little dab of the ghee ain't gonna hurt anything. Has anyone ever said, man, that's too much ghee, Art?
I don't think so.
Never. All right, so that is done. And my cauliflower grits are done too. It was 22 minutes for the grits. Take a look one more time, Art. That's what you want. If someone looked in that pot, I think they might think it's a pot of corn grits. So the way I'm gonna finish that is with a generous grating of Pecorino Romano. You can use cheddar, or you can use the vegan cheese I just showed you. About 1/4 cup total. And then let's rip off a little bit of parsley here, Art. Run our knife through it a few times. One last mix. Nailed it, you guys. That is so darn good. That cheese and the parsley at the end, next level. All right, less talking, more eating. Let's plate this dish. Let's plate this dish by putting down a big old scoop of cauliflower grits and then putting some of the buttery shrimp in the middle. Extra butter for me, please. And then some parsley, grating of cheese. And there it is, you guys. Low carb, keto, cauliflower, shrimp, and grits. Let's finally grab a bite to try. I love the butter. That ghee drizzled on top was money. But those shrimp, crusty and juicy. But I'm telling you, this pot right here of cauliflower grits is so flavorful. Your boo, your girlfriend, your kids are not gonna know. Heck, they ain't gonna even care that's cauliflower because that is bomb. Hashtag feed art movement is real. Art, get over here and try this.
This is the greatest part of the show because I get to eat. Ghee is right.
Right? OMG.
OMG. Trademark that one. That's good.
Well, here's the deal. If you're worried about this dish tasting too coconutty, it's not. You can't even taste the coconut. It's not a pina colada. It's just darn savory, darn good. You guys, that is it. The recipe is down in the description box. It takes you to flavcity.com. The macros, the storage, all that good stuff is down there. And do not forget about the Thrive Market promo code right below this video. An extra 25% off your first order, 30-day free trial, and free shipping. I know you're going to love it. We got 2 more videos going below us right now. But Art and I will see you very soon. Until then, hashtag keep on cooking, mad love, and peace.